Well, good afternoon, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live and afternoon session today. And we'll wait till a few folks get their notices. Thanks for coming on. To my morning crew, I know some of you will probably hop on with us today. So just waiting here. Okay, here we go. Jen, how are you? And we appreciate it. Maria and Nick from our staff and Eileen, Georgina, Ontario. Wendy, good morning. Well, good afternoon. Mary Jane from Connecticut, how are you? Andrea, Niagara Falls. Manette, how are you? Rose, Peterborough. Mike from Norland. And Cindy, good afternoon. We appreciate you guys. Nativity and Linda. Thanks for coming on. Dave, how are you? And Jane, we appreciate all of you guys very much. Kathy from Virginia. Rosa and Sandra. Couple more folks. Terry, Rupert, British Columbia. Milika, Yolande, bonjour. Gail, Touchwood Hill, Saskatchewan. Laura, New Lisker. Sue, Brockville. Fred, Orangeville. Pablo, Texas, how are you? Judy, and Doketown, New Brunswick. Shelley, Rachel, from Mark State, yes. Madeline, Julie, thanks guys for coming on. Thanks for coming on the afternoon here. Barbara and Freeline, how are you? Maggie, how are you? Rita, thanks guys. We appreciate it big time. Okay, let's get going. We'll have a little shorter session this afternoon. Just want to talk, we'll finish up on heart disease. We've spent 2 sessions on heart disease. First of all, it's been, folks, a colossal failure, and we started off a couple of podcasts ago talking about the failure of treatment of heart disease. They wait, first of all, till you get it, and anything that they've done to try and prevent it hasn't worked, folks, okay? It just hasn't worked. And we brought that to you on a couple of days ago when we started this little mini 3-part series. Statin drugs have been a colossal failure. Why is that? Because every day 2,600 people or more in the United States alone die of heart attacks. The other one that we looked at was aspirin, and just its failure. It hasn't done what aspirin sort of set out to do. Okay? Now, I'm not telling you not to take those medications. I'm only giving you information. Yesterday, we talked about how to prevent heart disease. What should you do? And we were talking about all the vitamins. Okay? We started with vitamin W, water. We talked about vitamin D, and because it elevates nitric oxide. We talked about vitamin E, exercise, how good it is for you. And building muscle is actually the better exercise than cardio. Now, all exercise is good. Don't overdo, especially cardio. Cardio is catabolic. Not anabolic, but catabolic. It breaks down, and it will actually break down heart muscle. You don't build heart muscle by pumping it. You're not a horse. So I'm not saying you can't go out for a run, but don't do long distances. I read an article today about marathon runners. They are 50% more likely to have a heart attack. That's not good. You're not meant to run 26 miles, okay? You're just not. Okay, But vitamin E is good. We talked about vitamin C, coffee being very, very, very good for your heart. Very anti-inflammatory. We talked about vitamin O. We haven't really classified vitamin O in the sense that Martin Clinic, we have our own vitamin list. And vitamin O is omega-3. And you know me and DHA, I love high DHA omega-3. DHA is the long chain fatty acid, and my friend, that lubricates and puts water on inflammation. It's really a fire hose to take inflammation out of your body. High DHA, and then we talked about eating vitamin S, steak, because of the 5 C's. One of them being CoQ10. And so that was informative. And today what I want to do is spend a few minutes talking about the don'ts. Don't, okay? Now, one of them is stop eating sugar. Okay? Now, obviously, when it comes to heart disease, what do you want to control? You want to control your blood pressure. But where medicine has got it wrong, blood pressure is not a problem of consuming too much salt. Now, it's a possibility that salt would be a factor only if you don't drink water. But otherwise, blaming salt is blaming the wrong guy. What will elevate your blood pressure more than anything else is what? Sugar. Sugar. It's amazing how many people, they realize their blood pressure goes down when they eliminate sugar. Let me read to you a quote. This is in my new book from a Dr. Jarouge. I hope I pronounced that right. MD. He said, I'm quoting him in my book, and it's on page 65 of my new book, Coming to a Theater Near You. Okay? Sun, Steak, and Steel. But I have a chapter on salt, and it says this, okay? He says, I'm quoting him, I still cringe every time I remember when I used to tell patients to cut out salt instead of sugar and junk food when managing high blood pressure, which really never made a noticeable difference. So what he said is, when he told people to cut out salt, it didn't really work. So he said, I'm continuing his quote. Hypertension, or high blood pressure, is not a salt intake problem. It's a salt retention problem. Salt retention happens in the kidneys. What drives this process is excess insulin. Lowering insulin by decreasing sugar and carbs intake will have a drastic effect on your blood pressure. So Dr. Jarouge admits he got it wrong. He was taught wrong. It's not salt, it's sugar. And where high blood pressure comes in is in the kidneys. Kidneys are very, very, very susceptible to insulin and insulin resistance. That's how you get high blood pressure. Not salt, but sugar. So what do? We cut out the sugar. Why? Because sugar, besides high blood pressure, it creates oxidation. And it creates glycation. Okay, let me explain those two. Oxidation. It rusts you out. Oxidation can be very hard, especially in combination with inflammation on your blood vessels. Remember what we talked about? The Teflon layer of your blood vessels, your endothelial layer of your blood vessels. It's supposed to be slippery. not sticky. Sugar oxidizes it. It rusts it out. And it glycates. Glycation, AGE''S. Advanced glycation end products. Leave it to medicine to give it a big name. But that is part of the wearing down, the rusting out, the hardening of the arteries. Sugar is a huge, huge culprit. 2, number 1, stop eating sugar. Stop eating sugar. Number two, stop with the vegetable oils, the seed oils. Stop that. Your body, what happens? Seed oils create inflammation. Why? Because they're very, very high in omega-6, not omega-3, but omega-6. And that ratio, when it's out of balance, because, okay, every time you go into the middle aisles of the grocery store to get food, almost all of it has these seed oils. That's how they package them. That's how they preserve them. That's why from cookies to pretzels to you name it, potato chips, whatever, full of hydrogenated oils. They are seed oils. They're made for your car, not for your body. They create an inflammatory response. Your body doesn't really know what they are. They are synthetic foods. When you go to a fast food restaurant and they cook their chicken nuggets or chicken this or fries or whatever, the worst thing there is not only that it's usually high carbohydrate, it's the fact that they cook them in the wrong oils, my friend. That is inflammatory to your blood vessels, which can lead to heart disease. Okay? Stop eating crap. I call it crap. C-R-A-P. Okay? Crappy carbs. Sugars, carbs. Stop drinking fructose for your heart. What? Stop drinking fructose. No sodas, no juices. I don't like juice. Why? It's fructose. It goes to your liver. It fattens up your liver. When it fattens up your liver, your body responds to the extra storage of fat in your liver by producing triglycerides. Okay? Triglycerides. 3 fat balls. They get into your bloodstream. They clog up your bloodstream. What happens in the liver doesn't stay in the liver. The liver is not Las Vegas. The liver is very, very, very important metabolically. It has a direct link to your heart. Nobody gets diabetes without having trouble in their liver because of the fat storage. Okay? So don't drink juices. God wanted you to eat fruit, not drink it. So don't drink it. Don't drink sodas. Not good for your heart. Especially because that's what they use. They couch that high fructose corn syrup and they give it all sorts of names because the food industry is allowed to manipulate their labels. It's unfortunate. I've been screaming about that for a long time. Now, the other thing that's very important in heart and a lot of other things is regulating your cortisol. Okay, what is cortisol? Cortisol is that fight or flight. And when cortisol, the drip, drip, drip of cortisol, the constant cortisol. That is extremely inflammatory. It pours gasoline on inflammation. Inflammation left unchecked. Guys, you have to understand inflammation, okay? You have to understand. There's two types of inflammation. Okay, there's two types. One is injury. You got injured. You fell. You hurt your hip. You hurt your knee. You hurt your ankle. You got inflammation. That's the body's ambulance system. That's normal. Well, you hurt yourself. Your body responds. Okay? The other, in the same category, is infection. You ever get a cold? Oh, yeah, boy. A little wee virus, you can't even see it. Puts you in, knocks you out, your sinuses, your head, you feel terrible. And that's inflammation. What you're feeling is the effects of the ambulance, your body's immune system coming in to fight that virus. And inflammation can be very painful, okay? Now, guys, that's one type of inflammation. Injury, infection, okay? Got that? What I'm talking about, though, when it comes to heart disease, one step back. There is infection from the first two people to mention this is, I'm going back 30 years, 35 years. We're talking about bacteria in your mouth and having a direct link to the heart. And that was a bacteria. But that was silent inflammation too, okay? So what I'm talking about is the category non-infectious, non-injury inflammation. That comes from food, the environment. Your body reacts to it. It's silent but deadly because inflammation left unchecked will damage blood vessels. It makes the endothelial, the Teflon layer of your blood vessels sticky. That's where plaque forms. Okay? So what do we cut out? What don't we do? Well, we stop eating sugar. You know me, my motto is not moderation. My motto is elimination. When you eliminate sugar. If you do nothing else, what a victory that is. Put your hand up if you've eliminated pretty well sugar out of your diet. It's incredible how good that is for you. You'll never hear it. Like medicine don't even talk about it. But you never hear that, oh, if you cut out sugar, that is one of the best things you can do for your heart. Yep, it is. It's one of the best things you can do for your heart. Don't cut out salt. Salt's not causing your heart high blood pressure. Sugar is. It's kidneys, my friend. It's kidneys. And kidneys are hypersensitive to sugars and insulin. Okay? So those are the don'ts that we wanted to talk about today. Okay? The don'ts. Really important. Stop eating that crap, those crappy oils. And, don't use margarine. That's craziness. Okay? Don't use that stuff. Margarine was meant for your car, not meant for you. Not meant for your body. Use butter. Butter never, ever, ever once caused a heart attack. Neither has steak, ever. Not once. Okay? It hasn't. So what do we stop? We stop these things that we talked about today. Get control of your stress, folks. That's why vitamin E too is a good thing. Because what happens, even when you don't sleep, you create it's like a cyclical thing where it creates a vicious cycle of inflammation and oxidation. Inflammation and oxidation. The rusting out of your blood vessels. Okay, guys, I wanted to do a short little teaching this afternoon. We appreciate you. You know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is question and answer Friday. So, not too late. Get your questions in. Okay, guys, it was a short one, but it was sweet. And I love you dearly. We'll talk to you soon.